So I'm at the Hellhole Canyon Preserve. I'm pulling up right now. I'm heading down the road, so let's go ahead and see what it's all about. I've been here a couple times in the past, but it's been probably almost 10 years, I'd say, since I've been here last. I'm gonna climb to the top of that mountain right there is what my goal is. So we're heading down right now the main road. I'm gonna make a video about it just so in case anyone is interested about Hellhole Canyon. It's a pretty interesting place. It's October 21st right now. It's a pretty nice day. My temperature gauge right now says that it is 53 degrees, but it's quite sunny, so it's pretty comfortable out there. And let's go ahead and see what it's about. It opens at 8 o'clock, and right now it is 7:59, and the gate is open. So let's go ahead and head on up here. Nice sign up here. I don't know if that was there last time I was here. Pretty interesting name. Hellhole Canyon. I've got a manual transmission here, so I gotta put it into gear. Here we go. Alright. And there is a ranger here, so it's actually got some very interesting walkways where it's almost like a maze, really. I mean, look at this. It's pretty cool. It's a very well-maintained trail so far. I'm only in the first maybe quarter mile in. So I'm just gonna be taking video on and off just so you can see what it's like here. I've set my walking tracker, my watch walking tracker, so we can see how far it is. And again, I'm trying to get to the top of that mountain. I'll see how long it takes. I started at 8 a.m. October 21st, and let's see how it goes. Hopefully I don't run into any mountain lions, but actually if I do, that'd be pretty cool. Unless, of course, it attacks me, then in that case, not so cool. But pretty rare, I think, to see one, and so I'm not too worried about that. Keep turning around, make sure that nothing's following me. So far seems okay. I can see the main walking path down there, which is actually pretty far away from where I am now. and I will probably be on that path, I'm guessing, in about 30 minutes. And so far it's been 0.3 miles. Alright. I don't expect to see any people on this hike. I mean, there are houses you can see over there, but I don't expect to see any people. It's pretty quiet. I do hear some cars off in the distance, but it's pretty quiet. Okay, I'm about 0.63 miles in, all downhill so far, so pretty easy. I'm at the I think normally this is where they talk about there could be a waterfall here. There's no water. It's October. It hasn't rained. It rained maybe half an inch, a couple weeks ago, but other than that, there's been no rain for months. Southern California, 0.6 miles in, so all right, let's keep going. Okay, now I'm on the trail I was talking about when we were looking up from above. It didn't take a half hour. It might have been about 10 minutes, really. So I'm 0.8 miles in, and I think up there I was about 0.4 miles in. So it was about 0.4 miles from that trail there. Again, I've seen no people, and I don't expect to see any people. And I am now 0.81 miles in. And that's the hill I'm going to try and get to the top of. I think in total it's about a 9-mile hike, so it's not something for probably a beginner. I don't hike really ever, but I do try to run at least 12 to 15 miles a week. And so I think I'm in pretty good shape. We'll see how it goes. I also would not advise doing this by yourself like I'm doing, but I have been here maybe 3 or 4 times in the past. It's been about 10 years. Do bring water. I have about a gallon of water. I don't think I'll need a gallon, but I did bring some food and I did bring some water. I probably brought about 800 calories worth of food. I do have a whistle just in case. I think it's always a good idea to have a whistle in case something happens and you run into an emergency. You can always do the 3-burst SOS signal. 3 long whistles means SOS. Now what I do remember about this place is there's a lot of trails. And here's an example. I can go this way down this little trail here, or I can go this way up this big trail. And I came from there, and up on that hill is where I started. You can kind of see there's a little ranger station up there. I am now about 1.2 miles in, 1.3 miles in. I'm going to stay on this main trail because I do remember it is easy to get lost and figure out which trail goes to the top. I am now going to turn off the camera, but one thing I did want to mention, this ground here, which is like a pulverized granite, I think it might be natural, or maybe it was added, but it could be natural because there's a lot of granite here, but this is the kind of ground that rattlesnakes really like to sunbathe in, so you have to be careful. I've never seen a rattlesnake here, and I think it's pretty unlikely that you'll encounter one, but right now it's early morning, it's pretty cold, so I don't think that they'll be out. But when you get at a time where it's high sun in the sky, maybe around noon or 1, sun beating down, just keep your eye on the ground where your feet are walking. They're pretty docile in terms of they're not going to attack you, but if you step on one, obviously that's not going to be good. I'm going to turn the camera off now, and I'm going to try and really pick up my pace, and I'm not going to turn this on probably until I get to 2.5 or 3 miles. So I'll talk to you guys soon. So I know I said I was going to go another 2 miles, but I've gone about another half a mile, and I've come to another trail marker. I just wanted to show you guys that this can be pretty steep, so you can see right here if you want to go to the top. I think this is the trail I want to take. I could take this trail here, I came from over there. You can see it's a pretty sunny day today, but I'm gonna go up here, and actually I don't think I brought enough water with me. I mean, I'll be okay. I think I brought be a little less than a gallon. I've got about 48 ounces, so it's not like I don't have any water, but this is a pretty intense hike. You can see here, I mean, I'm gonna go up to the top of that mountain, and I should be fine, you know. I mean, I will be fine. If I didn't think I'd be fine, I wouldn't keep going, but it's just more for your benefit to know. Make sure you bring plenty of water. And it is still pretty cool out here. It's morning, so should be fine, but you could tell I'm, you know, losing my breath. I just came from right there. You can see the trail right there, and that's my starting point. So I'm pretty far into this hike right now. I mean, this is really a cool hike. It's good to get away, you know, if you have a job like I do, or you're behind a desk, you know, working on computers all day. It's good to get away in a place where there's no people. Turn your cell phone off. Have no contact with anyone. This is a good place to come if you're in North County, San Diego, and that's what you want to do. Again, I don't recommend coming by yourself, but it is one of the benefits. See, now I'm questioning if this is the right way, but let's just keep going. Okay, I'm pretty sure this is the right way. I turned my camera off because I wasn't sure, but you can see it's pretty steep, but pretty cool. We were talking earlier about mountain lions, and I don't think that I will ever see one. I've seen bobcats before, but this is the type of area where I would worry about one, because it's pretty heavily wooded, and you cannot hear those things walking around. They'll just be stalking you in the bushes, and you won't know, but we'll be fine. Let's keep going. It's really cool. I mean, I'm 2 miles in now. See, the sun is pretty bright there. Southern California, October, end of October, fire season. Another thing that this burned down really, really bad about 15 years ago. Now it looks like it's all grown back. Okay, I came across this sign. So what I was telling you guys earlier, it's true. It says rattlesnake is an important natural element in the population control of small mammals. If you encounter a rattlesnake while hiking, consider yourself lucky to have seen one of nature's most interesting animals, which is true. Alright, now we're in a flat spot here. I'm thinking that looks like a trail right there. If I can find it on the camera here. Where is it? Zoom out again. There's some coyotes in the background. Right there. That's where I want to go. And again, I'm trying to get to the top, to the top of that mountain. So I'm using a Sony camcorder, which, you know, Sony makes the best camcorders out there, and the best cameras, but I did not want to use a cell phone to take this video because I'm trying to show what it's like, the full hike of Hellhole Canyon. Okay, I've been going for almost 3 miles now, and I just wanted to take a video of this. This is a pretty crazy spot here, so just be mindful. A lot of rocks. I'm going to do it right now so you can see it's not impossible, but there are a lot of rocks. And I've got tennis shoes on, so probably if you had hiking boots on, this might be a little bit better, but it's not that bad. And that was that one spot. I've got a big section right here of those types of rocks. So just be aware if you're going to try and go to the top, this is what you're going to have to go through. Here's another steep section. I just came from there. You can see I'm starting to gain some elevation. There's the road I drove in on. So far, no mountain lions, no snakes, no animals, period. A couple rabbits, some birds. That's where I'm trying to get to. That's the valley. I guess you can see it is a canyon. I think that might be Valley Center High School. Maybe. I'm not for sure. It's probably not. Alright. So I've been going for about 3.3 miles. And I got to this cool little view spot here. I mean, this isn't Zion or anything like that, but it is pretty cool. And the trails are very well maintained. I mean, I showed that section with the rocks, but other than that, surprisingly well maintained. I mean, that's our tax dollars here in California at work. Not necessarily saying that I support the amount of taxes they collect, but they do collect it, so you might as well take advantage of what they have built with those dollars. Okay. I'm 3.6 miles in. It's a nice house right there, actually. A couple houses that are really nice. And I think what I'm going to do is go up this trail here. And then up there, that's where I'm headed. I'm actually starting to feel tired, and I'm probably only 3/4 of the way there, and then I got to go all the way back. So it is not an easy hike. I already have 10,000 steps on my Fitbit for the day, so I'm probably going to get to, I don't know, over 20,000 I would guess today. Oops, sorry, didn't mean to do that. Hit the zoom. So yeah, this pretty well maintained trail. Hopefully you can kind of get a sense of what it's like from this video. The videos that I found online were just the beginning parts of the hike. This video is going to be the full-blown hike. I mean, obviously I can't film the whole thing. I only have one battery, and I am using, like I said, a Sony camcorder. I'm not using a cell phone, so alright. Once you get to this section, you really start moving up. I mean, you're taking some pretty steep inclines, and you really start climbing here. Not at the top yet. Still though, pretty amazing view. I can see 1, 2, 3, like 4 mountain ranges from here. Not sure what this house is here. It's a grape orchard or something. I can see my car, I think, too. See if I can get it in here. Should be in there somewhere. You should see a white car. Alright. Here's a pretty interesting section, I thought, right here. It's like grass. I mean, this is just a tinderbox, but I am now, I'd say, about 75% of the way up to the top. And as you can see, you gain some serious elevation on paths like this. I mean, look. Here I am just walking in this one section. That's how high I went. There's the same view. That's where I want to go. 4 miles right now. So the sign back there said, I think when I first started, 8.3. I've gone 4. I backtracked by mistake. I think the path you want to take is called Horse Thief Trail, and then I think the other one was called Paradise Mountain, I believe. I don't know if this is called Paradise Mountain, but I backtracked, and that probably added another half a mile. So that sign, I guess, is pretty accurate. It's probably about 8 miles. I think when I get to the top here, I'm assuming it'll be about 4.6 miles. It's the halfway point. Total of 8.2 miles. So for those of you watching this video, this is what it's like. Alright, I'm going to turn off until I get closer to the top. Okay, I'm almost at the top. This is a pretty steep section, so I wanted to film it right here. You can see it's pretty steep, and that's why I think I'm almost at the top, because this is like the final push right here. It's not too bad if you're in pretty good shape. I'd say average shape, maybe a little above average. It does almost seem harder to breathe. I don't know if, I'm sure the elevation is pretty high, but I mean, obviously this hike is playing a role, but I mean, this is pretty high. I was already well above sea level, so I'm assuming that there is that aspect of being at a high altitude. Yeah, you can see this is pretty steep. It's pretty cool though. I mean, to be able to go this high up on a mountain in North County, San Diego, you know, this isn't like Colorado Rocky Mountain area, you know, this is kind of in the city, outskirts of the city, but there's an Indian reservation right over this hill, and there's a Indian casino. I have not seen any mountain lions. I don't know what that hill is over there. It's interesting. Might be Santa Isabel maybe. But you can see out there, there's nothing. I mean, might be Ocotillo Wells. It's the desert. So let's keep going. So now I'm in almost the top. I'm in like a section between the top. I mean, the biodiversity seems to have changed almost. I mean, it's very green. There's a lot of manzanita bushes. This is another little rocky trail, although not as bad as the other one. I can definitely feel my muscles in my hips are not, I wouldn't say tired, but definitely sore. I mean, I'm 4.3 miles in right now. So like I said, I think it'll be about 4.6 when I get to the top. The total hike, see, these are the areas that are cool right here. You go through like a maze, but also the areas where I would worry the most about a mountain lion popping out. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so 4.3, I think it'll be 4.6. I think I backtracked by mistake about a half a mile. Here's a cool spot that'll give you an idea of how high you really are up here. I mean, look at this. It's cool. That's a cool view, man. The last time I came up here, it was foggy. It was really cool. I mean, we were in the fog. You couldn't see as far, but it was just a really strange environment. That's Palomar Mountain right there. So you could see you're almost as high as the observatory. I think that might be, sorry, apologies there. That might be the observatory right there. I'm not sure though. Maybe that is. But there's an observatory on that mountain. So you could see we are almost as high. Incredible view here. I mean, this is the real Hellhole hike right here, ladies and gentlemen. This is not like the videos you see online at all. They won't show you this. I mean, it's pretty quiet up here. I wish I knew the elevation. When I get to the top, I'll see if I can find something on my phone that'll tell me. I'm sure you can find it online as well. I mean, it's almost the same height as Palomar Mountain, it seems. Amazing. Okay, let's keep going. I'm pretty sure I'm almost right at the top here. I'm going to film this last part. This is a little bit rocky. As you can see, I'm at 4.5 miles. Sorry, I need to zoom out. I'm using a camcorder, Sony camcorder. That's why I accidentally hit the zoom. Again, I don't know if I'm out of breath because of the hike or because of the elevation. I mean, this is a little section I just came up, but I mean, we are very high up here, and this is a very interesting hike. I mean, if you take the beginning of the hike to where I am now, I mean, it's a whole different world. You're just completely by yourself up here. I wouldn't recommend doing this hike by yourself, but it is cool. I'm enjoying it. It's really up to you. I haven't seen any snakes, although it would be cool to see one. I haven't seen any mountain lions. Oh man, there's still a ways to go to get to the top. Right there. So this isn't the top. I'll film a little bit more just so you can see it. I still have to go back too. I would say you have to be in pretty good shape to do this hike. I mean, I'm not in phenomenal shape, but I try to run between 12 and 15 miles a week. I try to lift some weights. I probably do about 6 to 7 miles of walking at my lunch break, which I highly recommend. Not because of the exercise, it just makes you feel better. Alright, I'm going to turn off and we'll keep going. The other thing I wanted to point out is that you can see this piece of wood here is burned, but it's very, very overgrown. And that was actually, I was thinking about that. It is fire season, and I just worry about that. My memory stick's almost gone. So I'm not going to film much more until we get to the top. I'm almost at the top now, definitely. I can tell, because there's the point. I'm being very careful right here because this is where you're going to see snakes. On this type of rock with this kind of sun. I mean, it's beating right down here, so you got to be careful when you get to a spot like this. Walk slowly. They'll blend right in. Okay. Can't hear anything up here now. Can't even hear cars. Hear some dogs or something. I don't know what that is. Can hear an airplane. I wouldn't be surprised if we were over a mile up. I mean, because I drove up a huge mountain just to get here. So, I mean, whatever the height of Palomar Mountain is, which is right there, that's Palomar Mountain. So it's a little bit higher, but not much. I don't know what this mountain is called. Maybe it's called Paradise Mountain. I don't know. I'm not sure. But, I mean, the view is phenomenal. Look at that. Awesome. That's on one side. Like I said, this is the real Hellhole Canyon hike right here. You compare this to the beginning of the video, it's pretty amazing. Can't hear anything up here, it's totally dead silent. Hear an airplane in the distance. And just bees. There was literally an airplane flying below me. That's how you know your elevation is high. There it is. I don't know if you can see it out there. That airplane is actually below. I don't know if it's going to come out. There's an airplane right there. Or a helicopter, I'm not sure, I can't tell, but I mean, this is very, very high in elevation. I mean, if you compare this video, you compare where I am now to where I was at the beginning of the video, it's amazing. This really is an amazing hike for Southern California. I mean, look at that. There's an Indian casino down here, you can see it. I think that might be Harrah's. So that's an Indian reservation right there, Palma. Or maybe that's Palma, I'm not sure. There's a Palma casino as well. There's another one right there. That might be Harrah's or Palma, I don't know. I don't go to them. Been to them one time, my friend took me there for a buffet. I mean, look at that. It's crazy. Once you get up here, it's a pretty flat path. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to eat something right now, because I am 5.2 miles into this, so this is a pretty long hike, and I have not seen any rattlesnakes yet, so that's good news for some people and maybe bad news for others. Yeah, this is cool. Look how red this ground is. Some termite damage here. Yeah, I'm gonna eat something, I think. Okay, so I found an app on my phone, or a website, I guess it wasn't an app, that told me how high I was. or what the elevation was, and we're at 3,000 feet, so not as high as I thought. Still pretty high though. And I also looked up, when does your breath start to when does your breathing get labored from altitude? And the article I found said 7,000 feet, so that was definitely my imagination. 3,000 feet is not high enough to affect your breathing. So yeah, that's how high we are, 3,000. That's the elevation. Alright, I don't know if I'm going to videotape anymore. I'll take one more pan. I'm just going to head down now. Pretty awesome though, considering where I started, what the hike was when we started. Now we're on these paths here that you can see just kind of go along the top of this ridge. And so it's pretty cool once you get up here. You know, I came from up there. You can see I came from over there. I walked down those. That was, and then there's another one right there. So there's two peaks. I'm headed to this one here. All right. Well, if I don't, I may sign back in, but if I don't, this is the hike, Hellhole Canyon. Now I've gone 5.5 miles. Now I just have to go back, probably another 4.5 miles. So a total of 10 miles, I'm guessing.